Thank you. We are here. I need you to do two things, Tanner, real quick.
Yes.
I need you to hit the little 3 buttons above my screen,
Okay.
and then you go spotlight for everyone on my
Got it.
camera. There we go. Cool. What's up, guys? Throw an emoji in the chat, whatever emoji you think represents how Tanner did today. Let's start there.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Throw them fires. Yep. Got some
There we
prayers.
go.
Thank you guys.
Little
Appreciate all
trophy,
the
little
love.
trophy
Thank you.
face.
Thank you.
There
Money.
we
Yes,
go.
sir. Thank you guys.
Cool. Tanner, bringing the heat as usual, man. Appreciate you at our last mastermind. That was awesome having you in person. And yeah, I'm hoping to bring the fire too. You offered to give me the opportunity to sponsor this whole event. I decided to do that and do something completely different with all of the ads throughout the entire thing. It's going to tell a whole story and be like a mini extra session that you're going to get. So hopefully you enjoy that. And yeah, guys, here for the painting industry, here for you guys. See a lot of familiar faces in the chat. What's up, Joe? What's up, Michael? What's up, Patrick? So many familiar faces. So thank you guys for having me. And now I got a different type of setup here today. What do you guys think of this? I got like the circle camera on Zoom. I bet you try to figure that one out. So we are here, guys, and what I'm going to take you through today are the 7 key chess moves to scale. Okay, we have worked with nearly 1,000 business owners in the last 4 years, and we've learned a lot in this process of working with so many different business owners on the things that they need to do in order to get the biggest unlocks in their business. And I'm going to take you through the 7 top moves. I'm going to be asking you a bunch of questions throughout the way, and I have some really stellar resources that I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to get at the end of the session. So, have you seen my ads before? Throw a yes or a no in the chat if you have seen my ads or if you haven't. If I'm completely new face for you, let me know because that would be all right. A lot of you guys have seen my ads. Anyone not seen my ads before? Because I would have to like just add you to my pixel real quick. Okay, most people seen my ads. You know these ones. You know, we do the ads. Our ads have stood the test of time because we have a business on the back end that works. That is allowing our clients to generate incredible amounts of revenue and sales, and that's what keeps us in business. And the longer that we have been able to have our ads going, the more obvious that becomes. So let's jump into a few things here. If you haven't heard about me, my name is Mike Hickman, founder of paintergrowth.com. Grew my own painting business to over $200,000 per month by the time I was 23 years old, and that was like a decade ago now. So think about inflation on that. I've helped nearly 1,000 painting contractors. I know a bunch of guys in the chat. Throw an MGH in the chat if you're in the community right now. If you're in the painter growth community. Let's go, Rich, Patrick, Andres, Daniel. Let's go, guys. Nice to see you all here. Coming out in waves. Stoked to see that. Thank you. Team of nearly 30, including 8 7-figure business coaches, 8 people who've ran $1 million plus painting businesses who now work for Painter Growth, supporting our owners. And we have by far the most case studies of any painting coaching business. So really proud about that. This is me when Hormozy gave me the school games trophy back in December. This is me and Nick, me and Tanner, Brandon Vaughn, me and Jason Paris. This is me working out with Andy Elliott. This is a picture of our last mastermind with 100 owners there. Incredible time. See Tanner on the right there, holding it down. And then most importantly, this is me and my girls. This is why I do it. Hopefully you guys have a reason as strong as I do for why we're in the game. This was just last week. I'm trying to get them into golf. So anyway, throughout this my session today, I want to introduce you and I want you guys to get to know my friend and client, Josh. So I'm going to share a story and some of the distractions that he faced during his growth journey. Hopefully you can avoid those distractions. Maybe you've experienced them before. So here's Josh. Week 5, I'm going, what do I do next? Painter Growth kept popping up in my social media. Guarantee bringing in business for a month, that's hard to turn away. I was at that point, it was either put all in or jump ship and go find a job. Oh, you recall it? Of course, I forgot to share audio. I had it on my checklist too. Oh, stop share. Share advanced audio. All right.
I started the painting business from scratch. I got a good job right off the bat. It lasted for about 6 weeks. And then come week 5, I'm going, oh, what do I do next? Painter's Growth kept popping up in my social media. It looked too good to be true. You know, the guarantee of bringing in business per month, that's hard to turn away. I was at that point, it was either put all in or jump ship and go find a job.
Do you recall like approximately how much revenue you booked in those first 90 days?
I was up to nearly 300,000 in 90 days.
How much revenue you booked 9 months in?
We're doing 7 figures in sales right now. We broke our yearly sales goal 3 months ago.
And you're becoming a 7-figure business in your first year of business.
Yeah.
How does it feel now with this like complete change in your life?
It's unreal. Didn't expect anything close to this.
How does your wife feel about this? I know my wife, whenever I'm buying something big online, she's like the skeptical one.
She was terrified. She was skeptical. Are you sure we're doing the right thing? You know, we're dumping a lot of money. Finally, things are coming in, but now you're putting it out. It's like, look, it's going to tenfold.
Yeah, Josh is a badass. So would love to help you guys replicate those same things by avoiding some of the mistakes that he made. So why these 7 moves I'm going to take you through matter? You're going to be hearing a lot of information. I mean, look at the lineup of speakers. It's pretty legendary. Tanner, you always attract a great group of people, and you're going to get absolutely overwhelmed, right? Anyone ever feel overwhelmed after being in one of these things? Like, holy shit, that was a lot of information. What do I do next? Right? I mean, I definitely do whenever I attend these types of things. If you try to implement everything, you're going to literally accomplish nothing. And that's what I really want to avoid for you guys today. And if you try to implement the wrong thing, you're going to waste time and energy. So I'm hoping that with this session right at the start here, I'm going to give you guys the clarity on what you need to focus on, the types of tidbits that you need to get throughout this day and moving into the future so you can make the right chess move for your business, not just any chess move. I like to play chess. I don't know if any of you guys play chess, but there are many moves that you can make, and there are very few right moves. So let's make sure that you're making the right moves. So scaling from 250,000, or 500,000 around there to 5 million requires shifting from operator, then again to owner, then again to leader. Daniel, you love chess? I'll send you my chess.com username. The Painter Growth principles are systems, delegation, and strategy get you further and faster, and they prevent burnout. Okay, again, making the right chess moves, not just any chess moves. You want to execute one right move at a time, or you'll risk checkmate. Normalize discomfort. Every time you make a big move in business, you're going to feel discomfort. You're going to be put out of your comfort zone, and it's going to be scary, but that's okay. If you stay in this area of comfort and just stay comfortable all of the time, you'll never grow. You'll never get beyond where you currently are. Now, if you can utilize calculation will ease the discomfort that you feel, and then action will again even further ease it. But if you know what type of risk you're putting yourself through, it's going to be a lot easier than just blindly making risks. And these types of decisions become a lot easier when you bounce them off your trusted advisor. So what is your biggest roadblock right now, guys? Drop it in the chat. I want to hear what is holding you back. Is it leads? Is it sales? Is it production? Is it time? Is it focus? Is it like, what is the biggest roadblock that you have right now? Why doesn't your business have another 0 in the end of it? Leads, time, hiring, sales and marketing. Christy, leads. Damien, production rates for scaling exterior. Yeah, Damien, we've talked about that. Leads, money management, leads and sales, production. So we got like 80% of people, leads and sales are still the bottleneck. And then there are some people who are, their production is the bottleneck. So that's good to know, guys. Thanks for sharing that. Now, here are the 5 growth stages that we identify in any painting business. Okay, and I want you guys to come take a look at this, and because I'm going to come back to this later. This is really how we build and figure out what the right chess moves are for your business. So I'm going to take you through this, and then we're going to break it down and show you the main 7 chess moves that you need to go from the early stage up into the enterprise stage. So in the startup phase, this is, you're doing between 0 and 100K per year. This is really getting out of that fight or flight and just getting some money coming in so that you have some semblance of a job, right? Then you have a full-time job, you're working on your own. The next early stage, 100K to 500K, and guys, these numbers are just approximate values. There are people, doing $1 million plus that are still very much missing early stage systems. So these are just approximates. 100K to 500K per year, you're shifting from a painter to a manager. You're getting off the tools. and you're starting to implement some systems and some scalable marketing. Next is a growth stage. This is from about 500K to 2 million per year. And this is really where you need to take another step back from your business and start getting a leadership team in place, a sales rep, a production manager, an admin, and a field marketing manager, right? Once you can get those positions in place, then you'll be able to more comfortably move into the maturity stage, which is about 2 million to 5 million. And in this position, you really need to step back from your business, be really focused on systems, get a general manager in place so that your business runs completely on its own, and you can really focus on the strategic things that are going to move the needle. And then enterprise stage, this is when you really become just a board member and you can scale regionally, you can scale horizontally, and you don't need to really be involved anymore. So what's your plan to get to the next level? Everyone has a goal in mind. In fact, throw your annual profit goal, not your sales goal, throw your annual profit goal in the chat right now. How much money do you want to make per year? Throw your profit goal there right now. 250, imagine that's 250,000. Nick, 500K. Brad, 1.2. Boom. 250, 400, love it. Damien, 250. Jeff, 500. 300, 650, 750, 4 million. Nick, oh man. Cool. So we are all very motivated entrepreneurs. We have huge goals. We want to make money. We want to create a life-changing legacy for us and our families. Is that fair? Is that fair to say? So it's great to have an idea of where you want to get, but unless you have a specific plan to get you there, it is just a pipe dream. Oh, I want to make 400K, right? Okay, cool. Back it up with action. So what's your plan? How we create the business plan, and we're going to be doing, I'm going to show you one of them right now, and then actually in the takeover at the end of the day, we're going to be doing live business planning sessions with people from the audience. So you start with your profit goal. Then you need to figure out what role do you want to play, because if you're a painter, or if you're running production, or if you're doing sales, or if you want to do none of that, that's going to vastly change the amount of sales that you need. From there, that will generate your revenue target. Then you need to figure out how many leads, estimates, and sales you need to hit those numbers on a monthly basis. Then you need your team requirements in order to actually produce that, right? About 20% of you guys had production issues, 80% of you had sales and marketing constraints. So you need to first solve the sales and marketing, then you can solve the team constraints. So this is our a profit first business plan builder. Okay, so I'm going to go over to it. And essentially how this works is this is really more for like the early and growth stage, 0 to 2 million type businesses. So if you're a part-time painter, if you're off the tools, if you have a production manager, and if you have a PM or sales rep. So over here, we're going to put how much profit you want to make. Okay, let's go. Daniel Hendrick, you had 300,000 in profit. Cool. So I'm going to go first off the tools, because making 300K when you're a part-time painter is pretty hard. So let's go 300K profit off the tools. So at a 15% monthly fixed overhead, no production manager, 50% gross profit, we need 426,000 in gross profit. It's 852,000 of annual revenue, or 71,000 a month at a 35% net profit. Okay, we got a high net profit because we don't have much overhead, because we're just off the tools, we're running production, we're doing sales. So now we put in our average job size, our close rate, our lead conversion rate. So Daniel, what's your average job size? If you got that ready, 6K. And what's your close rate? 35%. Cool. And we'll just put lead conversion at 70. So at a $6,000 average job size, we need 11.8 jobs per month, 35% close rate. We need 34 estimates a month, 70% lead conversion. That's 48 leads a month. So this is the marketing plan that we need in order to make $300,000 off the tools. But now if we move up to having a production manager, so now we have a $6,000 per month PM salary, more overhead, right? Now we need 84K per month, which increases the jobs that we need from 12 to 14, right? And increases our lead requirement from 48 to 57. And then we can go down to having a PM and a sales rep, so we're less involved as well. And then we can get our production, labor hours, and painter requirements from there. So unless you have a plan, you're never going to be able to get to that point where you're making $200, $300, $400, $500,000 per year, right? You're just going to be working really hard. You're going to be stuck in that hamster wheel. So let's get back to it. What are the 7 key chess moves to scale your business from, around 250, 500, even $1 million, all the way up to 5 million per year without burning out? Because that's what's important, is really being able to do this without burning out. Move number 1, get off the tools. Earlier, when Tanner asked the question, if you guys have production happening without you, a lot of you said yes, and I love to see that. That is super inspiring. But there are some of you who need to hear this, because having a painting business, scaling your painting business is not about painting. In fact, painting is the least valuable thing that you can do as a business owner, okay? It is the least valuable thing that you can do as the owner of a painting business. You're making about 50 bucks an hour painting. If you're still on the tools, getting off the tools is the highest priority thing that you could possibly do. I recently did a podcast episode about this specific thing. If I were to start my own painting business again today, I would never paint even for a day. Eric Foz, I think he started his painting business 2 years ago. He didn't paint even for a day, right? It's because it's not a good use of your time. 2 painters will replace your income. The gross profit that 2 painters will generate for you will replace the amount of money that you could make painting full time. Pretty low bar to get to. And with this move, as well as all of the moves, it's important to jump before you're ready if you want to grow quickly. If you wait until you're ready, if you wait until all the lights are green on the drive to work, you're never going to leave the house. So Josh, right? Let's go back to Josh's story. What was his distraction when it came to this? His distraction at the start is that he thought he had to do everything himself, distracted by daily tasks, right? Everyone throw fire in the chat if your phone has already lit up today with a fire that you need to go put out. Type fire in the chat if someone's already texted you a problem today. No fires here. Good work, Jeff. Daniel, Nick, couple of fires. PM, love it. Good stuff. So we got a few fires. Oh, now we got some more fires. Okay, guys. Lots of fires today. Not good. If you're getting distracted by daily tasks, you're going to get pulled back in. So what was Josh's solution? One-on-one coaching helped him delegate, freeing up 25 plus hours per week, gave him the confidence to make that move, and he unshackled himself from the job site so he could focus on the things that truly mattered in his business. Question for you guys. If you're still in the tools, what's the first hire that you make? Do you hire a helper or do you hire a lead? Just throw that in the chat. What's your first hire? Helper or lead? All right. Answers coming in. You guys nailed it. The answer is lead. The reason is if you hire a helper, you're still shackled to the job site. You need to supervise, you need to tell, you need to micromanage. Rad PM, you got it. But if you hire a crew lead, someone who's responsible and capable enough to be on site by themselves all the time, now you can go do other stuff. You can run the paint store. Hopefully you're not doing that. You can go do estimates. You can talk to customers. You can go talk to your strategic partners. You can get commercial bids. You can do these things that are worth way more than being stuck to the job site. All right, number 2, this one can be controversial. Own your marketing. But what do I mean by that? If you really want to scale your business, you need to be able to generate your own leads yourself. If you're buying leads and relying on agencies, I like to say you're building your business on borrowed land. You'll have no ability to scale and grow your business and crank up your lead flow if you don't know how to generate leads yourself, right? You're not in the painting game, you're in the sales and marketing game. And then once you get that, you're in the customer service game. Painting is just a byproduct of what we do. Lead generation is core to your business. It's actually core to most businesses other than the ones that have like government contracts, which is probably not many of you. So you need to be able to generate leads on your own and then delegate that to internal team. Relying on others for your leads is suicide. Has anyone ever bought a lead from Angie's only to realize that that lead was not estimatable? Customer didn't want that, even want an estimate? The crazy thing about Angie's and these lead sharing sites is they'll have a lead for $250. Say Mary wants to repaint the inside of her house. So they'll sell, 5 contractors this lead for $250. Now, before anyone even talks to the customer, Angie's already made $1,250 on this lead, right? And now it's up to you to bid against 5 guys to maybe get an opportunity to get a job that might not even exist. So what kind of racket is that? You need to be able to master basic marketing channels before you outsource them, right? Just like most other tasks, you should know how to do them before you outsource them, or hire someone who knows how to do them. And it's pretty crucial if you want to get to $1 million and beyond to use a CRM like DripJobs to track your leads and return on investment. And I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but if you are a member of Painter Growth, you get, we just got this done this month. Thank you, Eli. You get 20% off DripJobs for life or for as long as you're a member. So, hey, something to consider. Saving money already. So what was Josh's distraction in this stage of his business? It was buying leads, and he'd gotten sold into an expensive agency that ended up overpromising, under-delivering, and he had no recourse, right? Not good. So what was the solution? Solution, working with his coach, helped him scale his two best channels himself with his own, well, not with his team, which ended up 5xing his leads in 3 months. I mean, and you heard the result in his sales. He focused on number one, his strategic partners, and number two, his door-to-door team, right? And that was it. No Facebook ad agency, no Google ads, no SEO, no I mean, he had a website, it wasn't a fancy website, but that was it. Those are $1 million channels right there. And what we have here is another treat that I'm going to be sending you guys, give you guys a chance to get at the end here is our door-to-door mini course. In this door-to-door mini course, you'll have 11 videos and 14 resources on exactly how to start and scale a door-to-door team. So like everything from objection handling, how to get started, what they need, how to be successful, how to hire, how to pick the right neighborhoods, how to get interiors versus exteriors versus stucco projects. Just step by step how to get that, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to get this toolkit at the end of the session. Cool. Move number 3, guys. Hire a virtual assistant. I can't remember who it was. Maybe Aiden a little bit later is going to be talking about VA tips and tricks and stuff like that. I've personally hired over 30 remote employees by now. I've helped countless of our owners also hire remote employees. I don't like the term VA. People know what it means. I like remote employee, just an employee that lives somewhere else. Not a big deal. You'll be able to offload 50% of what you do for $5 an hour, right? If you're working on a spreadsheet or your computer and I came by and said, hey, Leah, can I finish that spreadsheet for you for $5? You give me $5, I'll finish all the data entry. Probably be like, yeah, here you go, right? Now imagine being able to do that every single hour, 40 hours a week. You're going to get so much done that you didn't even know you could get done virtually. And it's never too early. If you're just starting your business, you're doing 5K, 10K per month, you should be honest. You should be getting a virtual assistant. How you do this is you list your low value activities. List the things that are the lowest value that you're doing on your computer and the highest amount of time, whether it's data entry or calling clients or scheduling jobs or calling leads or whatever. Then you can bring on a virtual assistant for, you know, 800 to 1,000 per month full-time or 400 to 500 per month part-time. And you're just going to delegate one thing at a time. Pick the thing that takes the most amount of your time, that is the least valuable use of your time, and just delegate that. Record a Loom video of you doing it, then do it with them on a Zoom call. Then you're going to hand it off after that. And you will be amazed how much you can find that they can do for you, and you'll wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Cool. And then we have this thing called the VA playbook. And it's pretty wild. This is the SOPs of virtually every task that a virtual assistant can do for you. And we have built the SOPs for you that you can just take and use and then hand off. You'll have to modify them a bit with your software stack and things like that. But basically getting you completely started here with all of your SOPs for your virtual assistant when you're ready to do that. Cool. So Josh's distraction in this phase, he was saying, I'm not ready. I don't have enough work. I can't afford bringing on a virtual assistant. I'm not techie enough to manage a virtual assistant. I don't know how to do it, right? So what was the solution? We placed a Painter Growth. We placed a virtual assistant in his company for him and coached him through how to use them effectively, giving him all of the SOPs and guidance along the way, which immediately bought back 15 hours of his time per week. Plus, it's not just the stuff that he was doing that was taking up his time, but it was the stuff that he wasn't doing that he should have been doing, right? You'll be surprised at how quickly you can fill up a remote employee's time. Throw the term VA in the chat if you are ready to hire a VA, or if you already have one of the two. Let's go. Mike got one. Rich, there we go. Drew, you want one? Oh, sorry, Jeff, I want one. Drew. Got 10. There we go, Des. Logan, need one. Daniel, hired it 2 in the last week. I love it. Rich, need another. Yeah, Michael, at the end, I'll give you the VA. I'll show you how to get the VA SOPs. So if you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. This is it. This is move number 4. Know your numbers. Okay. If you don't know your numbers, you don't know your business. Are you, I like this term, are you a 6-figure hustler or are you a 7-figure CEO? Right? I even know some of our owners who've joined who've gotten to $1 million per year, but they've hustled their way to $1 million. Maybe they have a PM, but they're doing so much themselves. They have no systems, no formal SOPs. They're firefighting every single day. That's not a way to a profitable, healthy, valuable business. Right? So number 1, clean financials support scaling confidently. If you know your numbers, it makes decision-making so much easier in your business. You want to track your cash flow, your job costing, and your profit and loss performance, right? This is really easy to do with a bookkeeper. If you're less than 250,000 per year, not a lot of bookkeeping required. You should still learn some basic financials in order to grow a business. You're going to need it eventually. If you're doing more than 250K per year, have a bookkeeper, right? Get a bookkeeper. Going to be really important to have that. It's worth that investment, whether it's like $500 a month or something like that to begin with. Then you want to build a 3-month cash reserve. So what is a cash reserve? A cash reserve is the amount that you need to cover all of your overhead expenses. Okay. Some people call it a runway, but if your overhead expenses are 30,000 per month, you want to get about 90,000 per month in a bank account, save for a rainy day in case shit hits the fan. And that's going to build business security. And you want to spend time on this every month. Spend time on your money. Spend time on your financials, right? Would we do this if we weren't making money? If we weren't making profit, why would we even be painting houses? Probably not, right? So if we can spend a little bit of time on the reason why we're in business, which is the profit that we're trying to make, we're going to be able to generate a lot more profit as a result. Right. So back to Josh. What was his distraction during this? I'm too busy to bother with numbers. I'll just sell some more. Throw a yes in the chat if you've ever thought that before. I don't need to worry about the numbers. I'll just sell a few more jobs and everything will work itself out. Yeah, Andres. I mean, that's probably Isaac. Isaac, I don't know anyone else with a Muma last name. Yes, yes. Let's just sell a few more jobs and everything will work out. So what was Josh's solution? We helped him understand the basics of his financials, implement systems around his money, job costing, piece rate, charge rate, and this understanding allowed him to increase his pricing and his margins soon followed. So move number 5, management layer. Right now we're getting from growth stage now we're getting into the growth stage, $1 million plus level. You need a management layer. And just like Brad Ellison was mentioning in the chat earlier, his first hire would be, well, he said PM is to get off the tools. My first hire would be a field marketing manager, then a sales rep, then a PM, and let the rest do the work. But you need a management layer. So if you ever want to scale, you need to delegate more complex things. You need to be able to delegate more complex things. So I don't know if you ever heard me say this before, but your ability to scale your business is limited only by your ability to delegate more and more complex tasks. So what that means is as your business grows, as you do more revenue, as the things that you have to do as the business owner become more complex, the things that you have to delegate will be more complex. Okay. And as you grow, you're going to eventually find your ceiling, something that is no longer delegatable within your skill set. And then it's up to you to decide, is that your ceiling, or do you level yourself up so you can now delegate that, right? At the start, the things that you're delegating are things like painting, things like picking up paint and ordering paint, moving ladders around, right? These are pretty easy things to delegate. But as your business grows, you're going to be delegating customer communications, marketing initiatives, purchasing decisions, leadership, right? Recruiting. These are things that are more complex to delegate. But if you want to scale beyond where you are right now, you have to delegate more. When you were a painter, for the guys who started off as painters, did anyone ever wonder what their bosses did all day? Like, hey, you're off the tools now. You must just be sitting back in your truck all day, sitting with that AC on. Anyone ever think that before? Right? It's like, oh, to be young and naive again. The thing about business is the more things that you delegate, you'll find that you'll get busier, right? You'll find higher value things to do. They played golf. There you go. Everyone has their thing, right? But as you guys know, getting off the tools is just the beginning. And if you're hungry about growth and you truly want to scale your business, you're going to find those more and more complex tasks to first do and then delegate. until you get to be like Jason Paris, where you have a $15 million painting business and a group of companies and you just run in Alaska all day. So you can't do it all, right? So the PM comes on to handle the scope, the time, the budget, and the quality of the project. The sales rep comes on to handle the estimates and the client acquisition. The field marketing manager comes on to drive lead generation at the local level. And these three roles are critical to scale beyond $1 million per year. And like I said a few times already today, you need to jump before you're ready, right? So Josh's distraction, bringing on a management layer. What was it? I can do it better. Nobody cares as much as me, and I still can't afford it, right? Has anyone ever thought in their business, something has to be done right? I just got to do it myself, right? Throw a yes in the chat. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I thought that before too, unfortunately, right? I guess what that really comes down to, if you believe in extreme ownership in your business, what that comes down to is your number one ability to recruit and hire and retain really good people and rock star talent. And then number two is your ability to train and delegate effectively, right? Because there's a difference between delegating and abdicating. Abdicating is just throwing to a task to them and hoping they can catch it. Delegating is working with them through a framework to make sure they can handle it successfully. When you delegate a task, the result of that task should stay the same or go up, right? It should never go down. So what was Josh's solution? Coaching helped him understand the finances behind the roles and gave him the confidence to pull the trigger, right? He quickly realized that he couldn't be the bottleneck for any of the processes in his business. And I believe this even today, running Painter Growth, we have, 30 employees and we have lots of processes, lots of moving parts. If I'm ever the bottleneck for something, it's very likely going to fall through the cracks. And that's not because I'm incompetent, but that's because I'm trying to juggle a million things at once. And if someone relies on me for a repeatable process that doesn't have to be, it's likely not going to get done. Move number 6, bring on a GM, right? I want to hear from the top dogs here. Who has a GM in their business right now? GM. There you go, Brad. We only one. Awesome. Let's go. Nice work, Brad. Completely remove. Oh, Isaac, GM. Really? I didn't know that. Awesome. So we want to remove yourself from operations. Okay. This is hard to do, guys. Business is not easy. Business is hard, but you got to choose your hard. What hard do you want? To scale beyond 2 million, really, a GM, while not mandatory, will make it considerably easier, right? Hire an experienced leader when you're ready, which will free up 90% of your time to focus on visionary aspects, these high leverage things, these $5,000, $50,000 an hour activities. So you're not running around firefighting, because as much as you, even for the guys who have a PM, they have a sales rep, you have an admin, you still fight fires from time to time. And we need to free up that brain space completely so that you can look at your business as more of an asset instead of a liability. You want to align their compensation with your long-term goals, ideally around profitability. And that's going to lower your risk, right? But it is going to be scary. It's going to be scary to delegate some of these really important things. And you guys probably have a lot of emotional attachments to your business. I mean, I know I do. So delegating some of these things can be really hard and emotionally draining. So what was Josh's distraction? I don't want to lose control, but my business is different, right? I'm different. No one else can do what I can do. Guys, yes, they can. You're doing a million things. You're just getting them to be a GM of a painting company. You can get someone to be a GM. You just need better systems. So what was Josh's solution? Getting a GM is Josh's next chess move that we're working on this quarter with them, and we're planning to help him place one by the end of the year. He's on his way to doing 5 million this year as his second year in business. So absolutely slaying it. Move number 7, scale horizontally or regionally. And I put this as 7 instead of 6 because I think it's important that this happens after you have a general manager in place and your main squeeze is solid. So the order of operations is more, then better, then new. First of all, what you're currently doing, is there a way that you can do more of it? If you're doing interior residential, can you just do more of it, right? Don't start looking at new when you could just do more interior residential. Then can you do it better? Is there a way that you can increase efficiency, increase profit, get costs down, right? And then new. Once you've exhausted more, you've exhausted better, then and only then should you be looking at new. So expand to new markets, If it makes sense for your business, scale either horizontally or regionally. The reason why I say horizontally, when you scale vertically, vertical integration, that means like you're now making your own paint, which I don't think we want to do. But scaling horizontally means you're adding new services, and scaling regionally means you're adding new territories. So once your main business, you're out of operations, is, majority of the time, now we can focus on adding territories or adding services. But if we're trying to add territories or services while we're still running production in territory one, that's like trying to be a mechanic on an engine that's currently running.
5 minutes, Mike.
You got it. All right. Don't expand until your main squeeze is solid. So recap. Look at that, Tanner. 5 minutes. We got to the recap. So we're doing good. So number one, get off the tools. Number two, own your own marketing. Number three, hire a virtual assistant. Do it now. Number four, know your numbers. Number five, management layer. Number six, get a general manager. And then number seven, scale horizontally or regionally. Okay. So going back to the pathways here, guys, I want to ask you, what stage are you at? Just throw it in the chat, guys. Are you at startup, early, growth, maturity, or enterprise? Let me know where you're at. Growth. Between early and growth, early, all good. Love it. Beautiful, guys. Enterprise, there we go. Stuck between early and growth. Yep, very common to be stuck there, right? So my goal here was to get you guys clarity on what you need to do to move out of growth, because that's really the people that we work with are typically in the late early stage or in the growth stage, and they really want to get to that maturity stage. And that's really what we specialize in. And you can do $1 million plus without a plan, but it's going to suck and it's not going to be sustainable. So in your business, do you want to build a cash cow, something that you can just rake money in forever for the rest of your life and just support your lifestyle? Or do you want an eventual exit, right? And it doesn't really matter which one you want. The actions that you need to get to both stages are the exact same. You need to build a great profitable business that doesn't rely on you. Then you want to act like a grandmaster. So plan, delegate, then scale. So what I want to just ask you is a couple of questions right now. So imagine the relief of not having to make every decision or doing everything yourself, right? If you could bounce an idea off of a trusted advisor when you're considering bringing on a PM or making one of these really significant moves in your business. So that's what executive coaching with Pain and Growth is like, right? Is having a 7-figure business coach to bounce ideas off of weekly, supporting you with these key decisions, giving you all the resources and assets that you need to make those decisions, and then giving you the guidance to do them confidently. And then having an incredible community of other successful painting contractors to connect with and learn from. Again, anyone in the Pain and Growth community, give us a shout out right now. And on top of that, a plan customized for you to help you get to the next level and the level after that, right? Because it's not just about what's in front of you, it's what's a few steps in front of you. Life-changing guidance, literally for less than the cost of a couple of bedrooms a month, right? Which is kind of bonkers that this is accessible for you guys right now. So I'm going to end off here with one more video.
I struggled. I made ends meet, but that was all I made. Last year we did like 49. Yeah, 49,000. I had no idea how to market. No systems, and it was just me. And I have 3 kids, and 13, 8, and 3. I was almost ready to go back to a factory. I hated being in that factory for 10 years. I had to figure something out. Probably Christmas, you know what I mean? I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do anything for my kids. Being demoralized, being defeated. I felt completely defeated. Now in December, I'm going to make an investment in this thing. Like, this is it. And so we went with it. As soon as I started implementing just the small things, I mean, my business took off like I didn't even imagine it. Selling, boom, 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 boom. And it was insane. $75,571.
In 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Which is more than you produced all year last year.
All year. Yeah. It's crazy. It's so exciting, man. This has changed my family. Yeah. We feel excited, comfortable.
It's wild how your life can change in less than 2 months.
It's insane. I didn't think this would happen. Figure out a way, but you better be fully invested.
Love it. Logan,
I struggled.
Cool. So if one day you'd like to have a $5 million a year business, or even just $1 or $2 million per year, just $1 million business, right? I want to offer you a free business growth audit, right? I showed you those pathways earlier. I want to figure out exactly where you're at and how to get you to that next stage. So on this growth audit, we're going to understand where you are, give you the next 2 to 3 chess moves that you need to make in your business. No pressure sales tactics, just value, giving you your growth plan to get to the next stage. And this is really only for you if you're between 250K and 2 million and you're looking to get to the next level quicker. If you're below 250, send me a message after and I'll get you the resources for that. Now, as a bonus gift for the first 15 people who schedule a call today, and the link is in the chat, you're going to get that business plan builder that I showed you. So you're going to get this business plan builder, a copy of it to play with. You're going to get the door-to-door mini course for free that I showed you, exactly how to start and scale your door-to-door team. And you're going to get that virtual assistant playbook with all of the processes that you need to bring your virtual assistant on. So that's a total value of about $2,500 just for scheduling and attending that call with my team. Then for the first 5 owners who are serious and are ready to actually change their lives this week, the first 5 owners who join us will get a free virtual assistant placement. So we do VA placements. I saw some of you guys talking in the chat earlier about virtual assistants and where do you get it, what kind of agency do you get. There are agencies out here that charge $4,000, $6,500, $10,000 to place a VA. We have a list of qualified virtual assistants that are ready to go. And look at this, guys. These applicants, this one came in today. These ones came in yesterday. These ones came in the day before. Like, these are fresh virtual assistant applicants ready to work for you and immediately. And so for the first 5 owners who join are going to get that free VA placement from Painter Growth. Cool. So if you click the link in the chat now, or you text the word call to this number on screen, 310-595-6716, we'll book you in and you'll be entered to win these amazing bonuses. And if you guys join me tonight, 5:30 Eastern, I'm doing the takeover. We are going to be having some fun. We're going to be hanging out. You can have a beer if you want. It's evening. It's after a long day of learning. So bring a beer or near beer if you're not drinking. All good. Live business planning. So we're going to be doing business plans live with a number of you. Going to be super fun. We're going to show you how to leverage AI. Not one speaker here is talking about AI. I mean, maybe in their sessions, but their topics are not on AI. We're going to show you the top 10 use cases that we're using AI right now in our businesses. I'm going to show you a tool that we just built. It's an AI proposal generator. It is absolutely going to change the game, and we're launching it today during our takeover. It's crazy, guys. And we're going to show you how to maximize virtual assistants in your business. So we'll see you guys. That's with me and my team at 5:30 Eastern time tonight, right after Brandon Vaughn on the last session. Thanks for having me, guys. We'll see you there.